What's up, YouTubers? We're back here, and we got Chris reviewing Legend of Korra, Book 3, Episodes 1 through 3, Breath of Fresh Air, Rebirth, and Earth Queen. So continuing off from Book 2, we see Republic City in disarray, trying to live together with the spirits, and the humans aren't very happy with, vines coming out of everything, and Korra's approval rate has pretty much gone down the toilet.
There's 8%, so there's something. And not only that, because of harmonic convergence, people are becoming airbenders. But Tenzin sees this as an opportunity to maybe remake the air nomads. But sadly, since the situation has escalated, the President Raiko, he decided to just straight up banish Korra. And Korra's like, you know what? I'm cool with that. So with the Team Avatar leaving Republic City, they decide to travel across the world to look for new other airbenders to join them. But sadly, none of them really want to take on their culture. Like, it is a big responsibility since you have to give up meat and your worldly possessions and meat and your hair and get tattoos. Did I mention meat? And along their journey, they actually run into a new character named Kai. But we found out he's just kind of a thief. But they feel like they could, change him and hopefully make him better. And after picking up Kai, they decide to go to Ba Sing Se. Yeah, we finally get to see that city. And I'm not gonna lie, the slums really look bad. I mean, they looked bad before, but damn. And while at Ba Sing Se, we finally get to see the queen. And we quickly learn from her that she's way different from her father. Like, she really wants to just glorify her own palace, make everything from the inner walls so glamorous. And she even tells Korra, hey, can you go down to the slums and, get my money back from these bandits? And the reason Korra even accepts this is because she wants permission to look around her city and also look for more airbenders. While this is all happening, we see our new antagonists for the series. One of them, named
Zahir.
He's somehow very knowledgeable of airbenders and air nomads. And we don't know what he did yet, but he's in a pretty maximum security jail cell. But because of harmonic convergence, he now has the airbending powers. So yeah, he just busts out there and gets his crew together. One of them is an earthbender that can actually make some kind of magma shuriken out of rocks. One of them is a no-armed waterbender who just really doesn't need it. And another one who didn't get enough screen time, but I guess for next episode, is just another person like Sparky Boom Man. Yeah, and we ourselves feel like these premiere episodes are much stronger than how Book 2 started off.
And before we go on to the positives about these 3 episodes, I just want to point out a quick negative that I kind of noticed in the first episode. Being the world is now combined with the spirits, we didn't actually see a lot of spirit activity besides the vines and the armadillo and the bunny flying,
Boomju. For me, they didn't spend much time in Republic City because they really just spent the first episode in Republic City, and that was mostly on the Air Temple Island. And after that, they just left and traveled around the world. So moving on to the positives, which is actually kind of a lot. I really like the fact that Korra herself really developed from Book 2 to Book 3. Like, I felt like that was kind of missing in Book 1 to 2. She's much more quiet, not as aggressive, especially at one point where a guy was freaking out about his having his airbending powers. Instead of like forcing him down a bridge, he decides like, hey, I'm here to help. Let me talk to you. We're gonna help you out and get over this. And one of the main things I really like is the fact that no romance. I think even Korra and Asami made fun of the fact that, yeah, we kind of screwed each other in the back by kissing Mako while we were together. So
yeah.
And I'm happy with the fact that these two characters are now really interacting. I mean, they didn't have many interactions beforehand, but now they're becoming like really close friends, or at least the start of a friendship. And I'm really happy about that because I feel like they could, bond over something. I don't know. Bolin is more likable compared to Book 2 where he was completely another douche. No Nuktuk. Mako, he's kind of, I wouldn't say brooding, but he's a bit awkward around Team Avatar because, of course, that relationship stuff that happened. And he's trying to act like more professional, which I feel like, okay, Mako, you're acting like a human being for once. Good job. And I would say one of the most important things about this is the villains. They want to end the White Lotus and the Avatar. We know for a fact these guys are bad when one person has like their own separate jail cell. And even Zuko, yeah, we see Zuko again. It's Zuko, okay? It's Zuko.
Nah, I can't.
Even Zuko, he can tell, like, yeah, we are in trouble.
My only concern with that is I hope they don't overhype these characters. And in terms of this overall book, I felt like it's kind of the complete opposite of Book 1, where instead of making everyone equal by taking away everyone's power, they're going to make everyone equal by giving everyone powers.
I guess the apparent main or leader of the group,
Zahir.
he seems to be a person who's possibly, like, good with his words, tempt people with joining his side. We don't know exactly what his goal is. We don't know what he's gonna do, but we can assume that he might be making a bending army. But then again, the queen of Ba Sing Se, she's making a little underground, sketchy airbending army of herself with the Dialee. I'm not really sure what their plans are, but it's okay. It's the first couple episodes. I don't want to know everything.
On a side note, we do meet Bolin's and Mako's extended family.
They poor.
Yeah, they're poor.
It seems like based on how they're setting up both Asami and Korra along with Mako and Bolin, they're probably going to get character development separately, with Korra and Asami being more of girlfriends, they're best friends now and stuff like that, while Bolin and Mako will probably focus more about the history of their family.
For me, I don't have any personal theories at the moment because they really give you not much for the villains of what they're gonna do, or we know what they want to do, but we didn't know how they're gonna accomplish this, which is fine. Also, based on the trailer, we know we're gonna get more Lin, so I'm excited for that to kick in, and how that takes place in the story. Overall, I really felt like this was strong because the characters were more developed, the villains were more interesting than Unalaq, and just the premise of what these guys are gonna do, and the Ba Sing Se coming back, I just felt like it was much stronger. So, any last thoughts?
Well, one, they're probably going to play off, at least this entire book, the whole identity crisis scenario where, because, there's spawning airbenders all over the place, are you going to adapt to the old culture of airbenders where you have to, like what you stated?
Basically change, like what the name of the book is.
Change, or are you going to, know, just because I have the ability to airbend does not make me an air nomad, because those are two completely different things.
And I just thought of this, what if Korra starts to question if she should really do it just because she's the Avatar? Or, bring balance to the world. Since now, the fact that spirits and humans are now connected, does she really need to,
Why bother?
Okay, and I said not do or do, not become a hipster. Totally different thing.
You don't understand.
Becoming Jan?
I'm not a hipster. In terms of the villain, what's the first guy's name again? Zahir. Although there's not much information on him, the fact that, based on first impressions, it seems out of all of the villains so far, he's the most accepted to change.
Out of the 4 villains.
I meant overall in the whole series.
Oh.
So Amon and
Unalaq.
Unalaq was very rigid as a character, and Amon was the whole mysterious factor thing.
Yeah.
This one was just, he was giving an entire speech of just change, and it was like, you have to accept it. And I thought that was pretty interesting, so I feel that might play on that a little bit more. Vince mentioned this earlier, but the whole weightlessness thing. So that's a pretty interesting thing to even mention in this series that has nothing to do with Legend of Korra so far. And I was mentioning earlier that I would like to see another variety of airbending because, earthbending has metal, fire has lightning, water has blood,
Ice.
and ice/snow, and steam. I don't know if that's the thing.
Yeah, it counts. And I also like the fact that we have an airbending villain. We never had that before. And his moves, he's much more direct when it comes to his fighting moves, but he still is the gracefulness of an airbender. Like, he's doing flips and dodging. And another one of the group I really want to mention is the waterbending woman who has no arms. For a while, it's funny, we were watching it, and I think one of us pointed out, did that person have arms? Because we thought she was just, bind it.
Yeah,
but after closer inspection, we see it's, transparent underwater. I'm like, oh,
wow.
crap. She has no arms. That's
actually pretty dark.
That's dark.
Yeah.
But it looks like she don't really need it anyway. I mean, I like the concept that these are really just scumbag criminals, and they know they're dangerous, and they know how to fight. And I still question how the guy makes magma shuriken, but, fire combined with light makes lightning, so I'm like, okay, I'll get over that. So overall, yeah, like I said before, we thought it was very strong, and I'm now more than excited than ever to see where this goes. I hope the villains are not a letdown, and I hope they keep this more interesting factor to them. Not go Unalaq and make him, not interesting. And keep up with the whole romance thing to non-exist. Develop the relationship between Korra and Asami and Mako and Bolin's family. That's cool. I love that. Just, no romance. And as long as they do this, I'm going to feel like this is going to be the best book of Korra we've ever had. So that's all we got to say for now. Tune in next week for hopefully just one episode for Jan's sake, because he's going to die of exhaustion of editing this. Yep. And as I'm MediaShinobi signing out. Peace.